Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see you all here. Thank you so much for joining me on what's turned into a very windy day, which is a bit disconcerting because my sister's gone on a cruise yesterday, and she hasn't been on a cruise, obviously, what with COVID and everything, for ages. And they decided to go, and oh my goodness, let's just hope. Let's just hope that it's not as bad as it is here. Fingers crossed, and thumbs up down here if you like what you see, hopefully. We're the card kit today. So this is a kit that we do. It's over on maximumcrafts.com website. That's where you're going to find it. So I usually do a card kit every month, and also not only the card kit, but a Christmas card kit. So that will be coming up in a couple of weeks' time. But she says, yeah, it will be. But in the meantime, we've got this lovely kit, which is not necessarily for Christmas. You could always do it in Christmas colours. Your kit will come with everything that you see here, plus written instructions, which will be sent to you by email. And you obviously have enough to make the one card, but you do have some bits and pieces left over. And of course, you can also then make it to your own designs and colours and all sorts. So let me show you what we've got. We have got Maggie today. So Maggie is a die from Sue Wilson and Creative Expressions. It's from one of the frames and tags section. I'll go through the die in just a minute. You will also get in your pack, so you will get your die. Your die retails at £16.50. You will get your piece of heather, which is slightly darker, then mauve, slightly lighter, then white. Then you will get a scalloped 7x7 card blank in white, and you'll also get a pre-stamped sentiment, and that you will find in the envelope that fits with your card blank. So that's all what you will get in your pack. Now, although that retails at £16.50 and you're getting all that, you're actually getting the whole lot for just £10.99. So it's, I think, a really good bargain. Very, very pretty card. Let me show you what I've done with it. Excuse me. This is our little Maggie. So this is a really pretty card, and it looks as if it's going to take ages, but it's really quite simple. Oh, excuse me. You could do it in all different colourways, but I thought that the mauve, the two shades of mauve looked lovely. So mauve and heather together. Oh, that rhymes. Mauve and heather together. Oh, I like that. So yeah, it's a really pretty one. Now, just before I go on to show you how to make this kit, this is from the Snowflake Wishes sentiment set by BB Hammerin. Bibby? Don't know. Snowflake Wishes. So it's already done for you. You don't have to think about it. Don't have to buy this at all, but just show you what it is. So you've got 4 dies. Now, they say, and it's really bad packaging. I'm sorry, Spellbinders, because it doesn't say, it doesn't show you. It just shows you the back of a die. No, not good. So sending, wishing, and I can't even remember what that one says. What does it say? Wishing. Well, that's not very handy, is it? Can't read it. Can't even read it backwards. Oh, believe. That's right. And then you've got 27 little stamps that go with it. You've also got one of the little banners that goes, so you can either stamp like I have done, or you can stamp on top and then add that to it. So you've got like believe all things are possible, wishing you a happy retirement, wishing you a speedy recovery, sending season's greetings, sending heartfelt sympathy, sending a card to say hello, all sorts. The one that I am giving you is called, says wishing, and it's wishing you a very happy birthday. So I do have a few of those available if anyone would want them. But the main thing is this lovely kit, which, as I said, I think is quite a good bargain. So let me show you how we're going to put that all together and give you some measurements. So the die set rather, is 4 dies altogether. So we have our outer cutting die, this one, and then we have our inner piece here, beautiful, and then we have these two. So we have a plain circle, and then we have like a sort of crisscross lattice type of effect. Okay, so that's our 4 dies. Just put that there for a second. So this die has no outer cutting edge. So in order to cut it out and make it into a single piece, you need to cut out that with that frame as well. That will give you a plain solid center, but if you did want it as a complete frame, then you could always put your circle die in the center, and then that would cut it out as a frame. That's not how we want it today, but it can easily be done as well. So that is your 4 dies. Pleased to say I've now got these A5 pockets back in stock, so that's where I'm going to keep mine instead of all the plastic. So let's take some card and our card blank. So our card blank, as I said, is a 7x7 card blank, and it's got a scalloped edge because I thought that looked rather nice. And you have got 3 pieces of card here. So one of them is darker than the other, and that is the heather piece. And I'm going to cut out a square from there, which is 16 centimetres by 16 centimetres, or if you're doing it in inches, it's 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to do it by centimetres. So I'm just taking my measurement up to this line, which says 16, and then as soon as I've got it there, that's my piece cut, 16 by 16 centimetres, or alternatively 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 inches. I will need, not necessarily this piece, but I will need this piece. So I'll pop that to one side. And then whilst I'm in the cutting mood, I'm going to be taking my white piece of card, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces from here. One is going to be 15 1/2 centimetres square, or 6 inches by 6 inches if you prefer. So 15 1/2 by 15 1/2, or 6 by 6. And then from this piece, whoops, that was kind of left over from there, I'm going to cut a smaller square, which is 11 1/2 centimetres by 11 1/2 centimetres, or 4 1/2 inches by 4 1/2 inches. So that's all the cutting. Don't need to do any more cutting in that respect. So our card then can be put together thus far. Let's do that. So my card blank. And then first of all, I should put on my layer of heather, which, as I said, is the slightly darker one. And that will give us just a lovely little border of the scalloped all the way around it, which looks, I think, rather nice. And then I'm going to put my white piece straight down in the centre there. So that, again, gives me a little border. Just move that into place, a little border all the way around, and that's my card blank. Now at this stage, I then would decide whether I want it to be up or down. I'm going to this time give myself a top folding card, which then means I've got that pretty scalloped edge all the way around that way. So that's the way that I will do it. But let's cut out a few more bits first, really. So let's put that down first. So I'm going to take my 2 dies. So die number 1 and die number 2, if we count them like that, the biggest one being die number 1 and then die number 2. I'm going to pop them both together, and I'm going to cut out some different colours. So first of all, I'm going to take my piece that was the leftover from the heather, and I'm going to cut one of those. So if I just pop that into place, you can see that it gives a sort of little border all the way around, just placing that in. So just pop that together. Now it's quite an intricate die. So again, as always, I'm going to pop it through one way, and then let's just trim that bit actually, so that I have got room to easily do such a thing. I'll pop it round one way and then pop it round the other. So this is again out of the heather. Okay, so pop that through my machine. See how we go. Hi Heather. Oh, cuts so well. I don't need to actually do that a second time. So there you go. You've got that beautiful cut out there. Let's push out a few bits whilst we're there. So it's a very ornate piece, and it's also got a really pretty, I don't know if you can see that, little sort of piercing. So not only have you got all the swirls and whatever, you've also got all the little ornate pieces there, which are really pretty. And although there's, yeah, bits to poke out, it's not too bad because they're all sort of in one piece, which I like the idea of. So that's this one done. And then I'm going to take the mauve piece. So that's my other piece of card, coloured card, mauve it's called, but purpley sort of colour. Pop that to one side. Scoop those all in the bin. I'm going to take my shape off of here and then bring in my mauve piece of card. Now again, I will pop that onto there. And I need to cut two out of this. So I'm going to pop one there. So as I said, there's two out of this one, and this is the mauve one. Now we'll just check. I think that has done beautifully as well, but as I have got it there, I am going to just put it through a second time. I was saying to the ladies that joined me on the workshop yesterday, it's always better to put it through a second time than spend another 15 minutes trying to poke out the very tiny bits, if only you put it through a second time. It doesn't do any harm to do that. So let's just pull off of these bits. You never know, if I kept it all in there, I might just be able to brush the bits out, which would be easier. And that goes into there. So that's one done. And then I'm going to cut one more from that same colour. Could I fit it in there? I think I can. And I'm going to trim that one out as well. And then there's just one more piece that I want to cut out. I will check. I'm going to go through a second time because do you know what? That really helped going through a second time. It has cut it all out. It really helped. So let's do that. Grab my brush just to try and loosen those pieces. And hopefully just a couple pieces there. So that's the cutting out of that part. And then I just want to take another piece of the same colour as this. So this is the mauve. And the other dies, which we haven't taken out or used at all at the moment. Let me just get rid of those bits. The other two were these. So that is the circle and then that lattice bit there. So I'm going to take it from here. I shall trim out a little bit of card that's just going to be enough. I couldn't decide on which colour to do this kit. So I went with these colours, but I also tried it in chocolate. Well, it wasn't called chocolate actually. It was the antique copper. But when I'll show you the colours together with a green. Oh, look lovely, absolutely lovely. And then Christmassy colours. I did it in 2 different colours of blue, 2 different colours of sort of aqua. Really, it looks lovely in all sorts of these colours. So that, you can see it just fell out, is my lattice centre. So now, without further ado, we can pop this all together. I ought to take those bits out really, shouldn't I, first? Otherwise, when I go to put it in again, it will be a bit of a nightmare. And we don't want that. So, first of all, we're going to take our 2 pieces here. So these are the 2 that are exactly the same, and they are cut out of mauve card. When you look at them, you'll see that you have got 2 hearts, 2 small hearts at the top and bottom, and then you've got 2 slightly larger hearts on the side there. This isn't a square, okay? So you can't make it into a square. It isn't a square. It's meant to be that sort of a formation. But we are actually going to cut these 2 in half. And we're going to cut them so that we are cutting along this part here. We're going to cut that bit in half. And if you look at it, you can see that you've almost got a line here that would say, cut me, if you see what I mean. There isn't a definite middle here, but there is definite middle here with these 2 little loops. So we're going to cut straight down the centre. I'm going to put that into my guillotine, slide that through. I'm going to line up the centre of those points along the cutting edge, top and bottom. And then when I've done that, whoops, hold on. Don't know why that's gone wonky. That's not so good. But we're all right, we saved it. So we're cutting that one in half, and then we're doing exactly the same there. So not the small hearts, we're going to the larger hearts with a cut me here section, which is just down that midline. So pop that back in again, line up the hearts, top and bottom, and then chop those in half as well. Now, whilst we've got that there, we're going to take our lattice. Now, if you look at our lattice, there is a halfway line, and that's where we're going to cut, because we're going to cut this into 4 quarters. So I'm going to very carefully take that on the cutting line again. Now, you don't have to do this. I just think that this makes a nice finish. So I've cut it in half along the halfway line, and when I turn it around the other way, the halfway line is here again. And I'm just going to pop that in, line that up on my cutting machine. And then we've got 2 corners there. And exactly the same with this bit. And 2 corners there. So now, all of those beautiful pieces of paper all get put together, and we can now make our card all together. So how are we going to do that? So we're simply going to take each of our corner pieces here and we're lining up this heart, this piece here, with each of the corners. So it will go something like that, so that our corner piece is facing towards that corner. Okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit of glue into the center and a little bit around the edges. I don't want loads because I don't want it all gushing out. I'm lining up my point of my heart to roughly the same there, and just make sure that both of those pieces are actually within your white piece. And I'm going to do exactly the same in all the others. So I'm just now, they will overlap very slightly, but that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to take this heart here and I'm lining it up with this top corner here. But I will also at the same time just move my pieces so that they align nicely. Just bring that in a second so that I'm in, so that I've got a sort of equal distance here. Okay, and then down the bottom. And so again, a little bit of glue. I can see a rogue piece. It's not wanted. Gosh, it's gone really, really dark here. And I think it's about to pour with rain. Oh dear, not so good, eh? Turn that over. I'm going to align now this heart with this corner down here. So I'm making sure that that is facing towards that, and then the others will just slot into place. And again, equal distance away there. You can see that the little bits find their own little pattern on there quite nicely. And then just this bit here. Bit of glue, and finally this one. So I'm lining up again this corner into there. And then they will find their own little way like that. Okay, so we've got our beautiful frame part there. Then I'm going to take my square. So my square will then fit on over the top of that, and I'm going to pop some foam onto the back of my square. But you don't have to. You don't have to in this case. But that's what I'm going to do. Just pop that there, and one there, and a bit in the middle for good measure. I think I've left my back door open, so it's going to be wet in there, isn't it? Right, okay. So we just pop that into place. Just hover over that to try and make sure. I'm going to have to put my head in the way here. Just want to make sure that it's straight. So that fits in there like that. Then we've got our lovely middle piece here. And all I'm going to do there is put some tape behind this front piece here. So I'm not going to put any glue on as such. For me, I don't want it to be completely flat. I want the lovely lacy edge of Maggie to be sort of sitting up a little bit. So we can get some foam. And again, if you don't want foam, these are fine to not put foam on. But I just want to finish that off nicely. So that's going to go into the middle of my card. So hopefully equal top and bottom. I'm then just going to pop my corner pieces in. So I've made my own corners by just putting them like that, cutting that 4 times. So cutting that into quarters like we did. So initially, it's actually meant to go into the middle here, but I wanted to put my sentiment. So I'm just made it into the corners. I'm going to put those 4 pieces into there. Make sure that that actually cuts, don't I? It would be good if we could all actually chat properly, wouldn't it? That's why we like the workshop, so that we can actually chat properly. But yeah, just getting used to talking to myself. But I know you're there, so that's nice. Let's put those corners in there. Nearly done. So the beautiful part of your card is all done for you just by simply cutting out the dies. And as I said, if you were to do this in different colours, it would look equally yummy. So I have got my sentiment, and I'm going to turn that over, and I'm just going to put a small piece of foam on that bit there. Hold on, I was just looking for a piece that I was going to cut. Whoops. So I'll just cut that piece for there, because I want it just to go on the sentiment part itself. So where it says wishing, I don't need anything on there. I just want it along that bit. Oops. Take that off. A little bit of glue there. Turn that over. Pop that into there. And then one last thing, I just want to put a few embellishments on there. I'm not going to go mad with them because I don't think it needs to be everywhere. It's just I like a little bit here and there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of extra glue in these corners here so that I can place my jewels. So one in each corner there. I mean, obviously, if you want to go, it does lend itself. If you are someone that likes putting lots of little jewels and bits and pieces, it does lend itself to that, I have to say. Can you see that shining? Just about, just about. And then I want to put a little bit here as well. So I'm just going to, where am I going to put those? I'm just going to actually put 3 on each corner. And I'm only putting a little bit of glue on just to make sure that they stay, because there's nothing worse than having made all of this up beautifully and then it doesn't want to stay stuck. Oh, jumping about. So that is your kit for you. So the kit for September, and that's not obviously the Christmas kit. This is the kit that is just ordinary. Oh gosh, it's now thunder and lightning. So whoever it was, I think someone said, I don't know who that was, someone said that they're passing that over from Paul. If you could have held on to it for just a little bit longer, you clearly wanted to get that to me as quickly as possible. Whoops. So thank you for that, but I'd rather have not. I dare say it'll be thundering and lightning in a minute. Just going to turn the card rather than that. So there you go. So over, if you would like to have a kit, pop yourself over to the maximumcraft.com website where you will find the kit available. Obviously, the kits have to be made up to order, so it will be 2 or 3 days and then they will be on their way to you. So they are limited, but there are quite a few. When I say they're limited, I have got all the stock that Creative Expressions has got at the moment. And so they're limited in as much as whatever Creative Expressions has got, which is the supply where they come from. Okay. There we are. I think I'll stop there. Turn it round the right way. You can see now in all its glory our Maggie. Now I did say I was going to do it down that way and then I didn't, did I? Oh well, whatever. I do know it's around the right way, so that's the main thing. As I said, when you get your kit, you will receive all the card that you saw. So a sheet of heather, a sheet of mauve, a sheet of white. You will get the blank card and an envelope, and in that envelope will be your little sentiment. You will also get written and illustrated instructions sent to your email in a few days as well. And yeah, there you go. So I hope you like it. I think it looks really nice and very nice in different colours. So it would be lovely to see some people do some different colours as well. So that's where you need to go. Pop over to maximumcrafts.com. Bring that back in there. And that's it for today. I will be back on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And that is Wednesday the 20th. Yeah, Wednesday the 20th of September. I'll be back with you. Nice little bit of stamping and die cutting for us on Wednesday evening. So I do hope you can join me. Going to have a go at doing some embossing as well, so that some wet embossing rather than dry. So not the embossing folders, because that always looks nice too. So I do hope you can join me. I'm seeing that somebody's had a fall and I'm not quite sure who that is. So I do hope that you're okay. Oh, I think it was Jill, wasn't it? Jill Cash. Yeah. I will try and get some more. I can see that people are saying that they missed out on the sentiments. I will look again tomorrow, and if I can get some more, I will put them up there. If you're interested in the sentiments, if you can private message me, and then I will look into see how many I can get there for you. Okay, so thank you. Thanks really, really, really much. That's not really good English, is it? Thanks very, very much for joining me. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.